Mirage is full of so many different movement tricks and things that you can do around the map to give yourself the upper hand in the fights that you're taking, the positioning that you have. And today I'm going to give you my advice as a pro and teach you all the different movements that you need to learn to actually destroy your opponents on this map. I'm really happy to work with you guys today. Let's go ahead and cut the BS and get right into it. We're going to start with a very basic one that many of us actually realize we need to do, but we are struggling to learn. It's a jump that I was so embarrassed not to be able to do for so long, but trust me guys, it does get better, and that is going to be this window jump. And also guys, if I miss any jumps in this video, it's probably because I'm talking to you, and sometimes when you're talking it can be pretty distracting, but we're just going to go with it. So for this window jump, what I need you to understand first is that we need to make it very simple and break it down. So this is actually going to be two different parts where one, we're jumping onto the window, right? And then once we're here, this is going to be a different segment of the jump where we are going from the window and jumping the cat. So the first thing I want you to do is get familiar and get comfortable with just jumping the cat from window. This is going to give you more reps on the actual jump. It's going to allow you to just do it over and over. But essentially what you're doing is you're going to run at a diagonal along this ledge, obviously, right? So we're going to be running at a diagonal, and we are going to jump when we are about to leave here. And as we're jumping, we are going to hit our crouch button so that our head doesn't hit this as much. And we're also doing a crouch jump towards that catwalk, right? And then in the meantime, while we're doing this, obviously that's not good enough. We need to do a slow flick with our crosshair as we're jumping towards that angle, right? So we're curving. And then also one thing you guys need to understand is that as soon as we're jumping, right? So I'm holding W to get up here. As soon as we hit that W or that jump button, we are letting go of W. Let go of W and jump and do that movement, right? I don't have the keyboard clicks on screen here, but this is something that you guys can train. Run forward, let go, jump, turn, twist, do that kind of thing. So I want you to do that over and over and over until you master that. And then I want you to get good at also jumping here and understanding where you're going to be landing, right? Because obviously it's not good enough to just do that jump by itself. We need to make sure we can get it smooth. So once you do this, you can start to understand where you're going to be jumping and get consistent at it. And then we can combine it into one big thing, which is very difficult and something you're going to have to train. I want to teach you a lot of different other jumps, movement things on this map, but first I have to give you a message about how to get the best Counter-Strike 2 skins inside of this game.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, KOJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
All right, guys, so the cat jump is amazing. It's wonderful. I recommend everybody at least try that over and over. If you don't know how to do it, every day I'd be spending at least 5 minutes on it. And over a course of a month, 2 months, I promise you, you will start to get very natural at it and just improve your movement a lot. There's lots of videos on that jump specifically, so I don't want to spend too much time on that. You guys can check out some other creators giving you the specific advice. I have a lot of other niche things I want to get to that nobody really talks about. The next thing is going to be also pretty common, but I love going for this pick. It is such a great movement set for so many different situations. You start the round out and you do the same thing, but instead of going on catwalk, you're actually jumping into ladder room, and of course we mess it up. We got the spectator pressure, but essentially it's going to look something like this, and even that was extremely slow for me, and I combine it with a little ladder jump there too. But you can do this pick early with a M4 with an up, or you can just do it to get into ladder room, right? We can just come up here and get into ladder room and hide in here. But this ladder jump is going to be so important for you to practice, and all you're doing is you're doing the same thing as the cat jump where we're jumping into here, into window. But as we're coming out here, I'm going to keep looking this way and then all of a sudden shift back this way. So essentially I'm just getting myself from over here to the edge of this ledge, the edge of the ledge, AO. And then I'm going back over here so that I get that extra little movement speed. This is how I do it. This is how I find success with it. And then I jump into the bricks, and then ideally too, and I keep messing it up, you jump from the middle of the bricks into the window. And if the vent is there, you break it with your knife. So I go boom, break it. I'm coming out here, jumping around, trying not to hit the wall, which I am, and then coming out catwalk. It's a really good pick. I found so much value with it, and it's a great movement. I actually think, in my opinion, this one is more important than the cat one. I know it's a hot take, but I think this movement is so much more important. So I would definitely prioritize learning this. And same thing, you can break it down early. You can just do one movement where we're just looking here and jumping. All you got to do is jump. You can actually keep holding W. You don't even need to strafe. And it can be really easy. So huge movement to learn. I would definitely recommend that for everybody, especially if you're a window player. You've got to get that down and learn that 100%. Let's go over to some more common things. I'm going to do common things first and get into the very niche, difficult ones at the end. If you guys are watching this far, please hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. And I just realized for me, it's the shift button, guys, but I'm talking about crouch. For all of these jumps, I'm talking about crouch. I'm going to have my editor like try to help you guys and realize that when I'm saying shift, I mean crouch. I apologize. That's just my key bindings where I have it as crouch. That's confusing, but you're crouching. For all these, you're crouching, crouch jump. So I apologize for saying that. You've got to get down this this jump where we're getting on top of triple here so that we can fight and find ourselves in a really good position. All you're doing is you're lining yourself up with this little like long plank right here, and you're getting yourself in the corner of it, and you're jumping and holding shift as you're jumping. Boom, I'm shift jumping. Hold shift and jump. That's all you got to do. And for me, I keep holding shift as I get up here too, by the way. I never let go of shift, and then that can also be a way for you to get up here and not be spotted as much. Practice this jump, make sure you're really fluid, because the worst thing to do is just come here and jump and not be able to do it. So as you can see, I'm only holding jump, not ever going to get on it. I need to hold shift and W and go for it. I guess maybe I didn't say that. Shift and W. That's what I do to get up here, right? Because yeah, shift isn't going to be enough, so I might have confused some people with that. So shift and W and move forward. My bad, guys. I'm not a movement coach, but I am here to help you understand the movements you need to do in order to get better. We're going to talk a lot about a little bonus one. If you want to get good on Mirage, you got to be able to get up on balcony fast by jumping up on these boxes here and getting into I guess EU might call it apartments. We call it palace. Yeah, I don't know why I was blanking on that. I played this map a million times. But all you're doing is coming over here and jumping from the side, from the elevated steps, and then just jumping up here. Practice this movement. You're going to need to get good at it, and it's just the same thing. You're just holding W, jump, strafe. So as I'm jumping, I'm letting go of W, getting up here, same thing, and getting into palace. Not too complex, but get good at this and do it over and over and over, and you're going to be awesome. Now, we really need to get good at getting on top of this firebox position. So this one might be a little hard for me to explain. I don't know why it's so hard for beginners. For me, it's just second nature now. But essentially, you need to get on top of this little ledge, and I don't know why it's so tricky. All you do is get on that ledge, hold your D key. So I'm just holding my D key here, and there's different ways you can do this. I'm just teaching you how I do it. Hold your D key, jump and shift. That's all you're doing. I'm just looking in this direction, jump and shift, and you can get up there. And you can see sometimes I even mess up with it. But you could even do it with W. You could be looking here, jump up here at W and do the same thing and hold shift, W, jump. And I'm never letting go of shift. That's all I'm doing. Same thing here with D, and sometimes I'll hold W2 to get up there and shift. It's just that shift jump. You have to hold your shift button in order to actually get up and stuff. The next thing you need to get good at is kind of ladder movement, guys. So this is I made a video in the past on how to go up ladders fast. I'm not going to sit here and explain it all. You can go ahead and watch that ladder movement video, but you got to get good at understanding how to utilize this ladder in Mirage so that we can throw like a flash here, run up like this and peek from above, then go down through here and keep peeking. So just understanding how to use this ladder as mobility is amazing. Same thing over here in ladder room. So like you guys saw in that one trick I was doing, I come over here, I jump on the ladder, and then all I'm doing, I hands off, I just press space to jump. I'm just jumping. Ready? Boom. And I'm going to fly off. Understanding that you can do this on ladders is awesome, because what I do is I get a kill on the guy that's running in ladder room. When his teammate comes to trade, I actually jump over and land on his head. But it's just a really cool piece of movement that you can get good at using and turn this area into a little bit of a jungle gym, which is amazing, right? Really good movement that we can utilize and develop. Now, let's go ahead and talk about another great movement thing that you can do on this map, which is the silent jump to stairs. All you're doing here is while you're running forward, you're tapping S before you land. I don't want to overcomplicate it, guys. You jump from Tetris, tap S before you land, and you make no noise. This is one of the most useful tips, tricks, movement things that I know on this map. I try to use it every game if I can, and if I'm a rifler, this is the best thing in the world to catch people off surprise, because they're going to be sitting here and they have no clue that you jump stairs. They're like, what? Right? So really, really useful movement that you can do right there, and extremely underrated. It's so sick. Now also, guys, you need to get good at jumping in the window here, and also combining our tricks to get into ladder if you need, or just understanding how to silent jump here too. Tap S, boom, tap S, and they didn't hear me land here. They did hear me run like this, so just be careful. Also, a good movement thing that I'm actually really rusty at, and I wasn't going to plan it in this video, so this is a bonus, is understanding that you can actually get into windows silently. So don't do this if you think someone's holding you, but if you hear someone like rotate around to here and they're fighting like this, and you want to get into window quietly, you can actually slide off of here and flick yourself into window without making any noise. Do you see how I'm doing that? I'm just sliding across and letting go of my shift button. This time it's actually shift. I'm letting go of like my walk button, and I'm flicking myself in, and it's something I need to practice. And sometimes I'll crouch. Actually, I guess I will crouch. I'll come over here, yeah, and crouch as I'm doing this. So bonus little thing there. I wasn't gonna implement this into the video, but a huge little movement tip that you can implement. Also, guys, get good at going through the window. For me, I've never been the dude that tries to do the lineup and bounce and get myself through, but get really good. For me, I kind of just use the shadow, jump and get through here. It might not be the exact fastest, but for me, that's what works so that I can get to window as fast as I can. Jump up here and, of course, mess it up. Jump up here and get ready to fight the people coming up mid. So useful to learn that. So useful to know. So very good piece of movement that you need to get used to. Let's go over to B real quick and understand that we need to get good at this fan jump. Again, I don't really want to sit here and explain all of it. I'm not going to show you like the crazy smooth one because honestly, I struggle with that one too, and it's something I need to get better at. But just understand that this whole ledge you can run off of, right? See, I can run along all of this, and we're holding W, and when I jump, again, we're going to flick to the right and let go of W and just hold D. Boom. And crouch as you land. Crouch so you get that extra height, and it's so good. Boom. Now, the next jump you can learn is over here like this. It's not very practical. It's not as useful, but it can be very smooth and help you with your movement to understand how to do that. There's some niche uses of it. I think the more important movement to know as a T-side player on this map is actually when you're running out of apps here, if you're the entry, being able to jump through this window and jump the site like this. Do you see that? Because you're drawing the crosshair off of your opponent's off. So it can be a pretty tricky one. But you just jump and then jump at the ledge facing the site. So you want to jump like close to right here. Such a good piece of movement that you can do to really throw off your opponents and make it so that you're hard to hit. And you're obviously doing with this with lots of flashes, lots of nades, your teammates running out with you. Super useful piece of movement that you can get into the habit of doing. So guys, this is a lot of the movement that I think you need to know on Mirage. There's lots of good stuff here. I'm not the best at explaining movement. I'm not a movement coach, but I thought I'd help you understand what you actively need to be thinking about on this map to make sure you're up to par with some of the best players in the regions that you're playing in. So I'd appreciate if you made it to this far in the video, if you hit that subscribe button, like this video, share it with some of your friends so that you can all learn the movement together and do your best to become the best Mirage player possible. Go ahead and check out my second channel, Kojo More, for some coaching videos. Stay tuned for more videos on this channel. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Catch you later. Peace out. Peace out.